Welcome back, everybody, to ALL London's January event 2021. We've had a great morning with really good speakers. Mark talking about how to use, or just really enthusing us about films. Judith then leading through about how we can adapt that to our own teaching, to develop ourselves and our pupils. We've got a session coming up at 3:30 on how to use technology in particular, generally, but we're delighted that Cara Blyman, who is a member of our ALL London committee, is going to lead us through this show and tell. Over to you, Cara.
Thanks. Very quickly, just to say that if you are interested in coming to the primary AAL South London hub, Miriam was organising that up until she had to sadly take on a whole class of pupils and hasn't been able to do her French teaching for a while. So I'm going to hold the seat warm for her. And we've got Florence Miles, who is from Research in Primary Languages. She's agreed to come and talk. We're just sorting out a date. Obviously, it's going to be online, so even if you're not based in South London, you'll be welcome to join us. So do send me an email if you're not already on our mailing list. So some people are asking, is this going to be suitable for older pupils? I think we've got a mixture of different ideas, and the idea is that you can just share, you can kind of raise your hand and share either in the chat or share your screen. So first of all, if you are a primary teacher, I'd be interested to hear if you could answer in the chat A, B, C, or D. Do you teach live online primary lessons? Do you pre-record your lessons? Are you preparing remote resources like a Word document? One of my schools has just said, we just want a Word document. That's all you can have for your lesson. Or are you teaching lessons face-to-face? I certainly feel that with primary MFL, we're quite lonely. I mean, which school has got more than one primary MFL teacher in it? And it's just nice to have this time to kind of share any ideas, lots of ideas. Pre-recording on Class Dojo.
I've forgotten what the ABCD was. What was it? A was live.
So it should be on the PowerPoint.
I'll just mute myself. Sorry.
No, please. Oh wow, Letitia's got 8 live lessons a day. I don't know, maybe like me, you found that in the first lockdown, primary schools were not quite there with the technology, and certainly MFL was the last to get a kind of a go with live lessons. But now maybe more schools are doing some live online teaching. Oh wow, Marie has 2 teachers for MFL, French and Spanish. Oh, let's all go to Marie's school. Amazing. 8 lessons. Okay, right. Really interesting. So we've got lots of different contexts. So hopefully some of the ideas we're going to share will work for people in all the different contexts. I'm just going to shut my door because I think my baby may be about to make a noise with Dad next door. And so I'm going to quickly start with word wall. So it should be going on to here. So I'm a Chinese teacher, and we have 11 primary schools in London doing Chinese with 3,000 pupils. Some of us have online lessons, some Word documents, and this word wall, I don't know if you know it, but it's great for independent practice, whether it's sending a link home or giving a link in the chat. So I'm going to teach you, if you don't already know, the first 5 characters for numbers in Mandarin, and an easy mnemonic. So E, number 1, so Little Red Riding Hood goes into the forest, 1 step, 2 step, 3 step. So 1, 2, 3, very simple. She climbs through the window of a little house and she sits in a comfortable chair. So that's number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very, very simple. I'm going to get you to practice on word wall, matching those up. So let me just share in the chat. And we'll just see if you can have a go on word wall. It's a really easy way of creating games. Can be, oh gosh, something just flashed up there rather excitingly. Creating games and, oh, please move this window away. I don't know what that means. Let's try and ignore that for now. Creating games like matching games or categorizing. It's free, and the best thing I've found is that people don't need to make a login. So when you're trying to navigate your online learning, Tracy says yes, we love it. Oh, A-level students using it as well. So you can have a quick go. And another nice thing about it is that once students click on the link, they can toggle between different versions of the game. Carrie also loves it. Oh, year two. So year two up to A level. There you go. It's a really, really straightforward game. I'll just leave that in there and you can have a quick go later. Memoji is something that one of our class teachers introduced to me recently. Vienna is at Chobham, and she has a really up-to-date iPhone. Something I don't have. You need an up-to-date iPhone for this. But basically, if you want to do a bit of listening practice, especially for younger learners, I would say, you can record yourself doing the audio, and then the video of yourself recorded will be animated as a little mouse. So I'll give you an example. Again, I don't think we have many Chinese speakers here. So you're listening out for what color of bowl does the mouse like? And here are the three words: 白色, 红色, 绿色. So let's see, without any teaching, if you can listen to our mouse and see which one you can hear. And you can type in the chat 1, 2, or 3.
Squeak squeak. 你好，我叫老鼠。我喜欢白色的碗。
So let's see in the chat if we had what numbers. Oh, we have a Chinese speaker. Mickey, hey, 你好.
你好。
Excellent. Oh, Eugene is writing the opinion. Excellent. Carol, you missed word world, but don't worry. That is the hardest thing to say, word world. Blah, blah, blah. I'm really struggling with that. 1. Oh, 他喜欢白色. Nick. Oh my goodness. Double points for Nick. 他喜欢白色. 非常好. Excellent. So that's Memoji. Oh, I've realized I'm hogging all the time here. We've got a few other people who've already said they'd like to share. We saw Stephen's amazing listening idea this morning for using songs really quickly. Micro listening with songs is something that's been great throughout all the restrictions on singing. So you can have just misordered sentences or phrases or words in a song, and you just simply get people to listen to the song and listen out for the keywords and put them in the right order. And then you can start to take the scaffolds away or ask them to translate it. So that's something we do quite often, really simple. But again, they're only listening for a few words, but they're exposed to much more target language. Very simple. Categories. I really would love to play this with you now, but I don't think we're going to have time. But I would recommend it. Can
I just say, don't worry about the time. It's all right if we go on a little bit.
Okay, let's play categories. I'm excited about this.
Don't worry.
So this I really think would work up to A level, definitely. So you can see the list of the different flags at the bottom there. These are all the language you can place categories in. So when you set up the game, you can choose, or you can make up your own category. So anything you've been revising, so jobs, musical instruments, countries, names, and then you can choose the letters that you want the words to begin with. And the idea is that you have to generate words that begin with that letter and match that category. So I will make a quick game now. You can also play solo against a robot. So if you look on the right, this was my attempt to play in French, and the robot was much, much better than me. I had no chance of coming up with Afro Trap. Alarm. Very nice. So we'll just do a game. I think we'll do a game in English, just to make it nice and simple. So we're going to do some silly things. Let's do things that can destroy Earth, food, and we'll do...
Are we meant to be seeing you doing something here?
No, I'm just going to set it up.
Right.
And country. Let's see, food, country, things that can destroy Earth. I'm creating a new game. And let's see, Helen, would you mind saying roughly how many people are in the... Oh, we've got 111 people.
Yeah, not everyone. They might not all be active.
Okay, I'll go for the maximum number of players you can have is 45, and we'll have 60 seconds per round. So I'll just share the link for this game in the chat. You don't get to, unless you spend ages signing in, you don't get to create your own name. So you just will be given a random name. Let me just try and find the chat again. I did have this from earlier, unfortunately, where the chat disappeared. Let's see if it's hiding behind a different screen somewhere. Give me a second. Here we go. So if you click on this categories link, and then I'll see hopefully some people appearing. I think I'm going to stop my screen share while we play this. Okay, so I've got 20 players and more joining. And yeah, it's very easy to switch different languages and choose different categories. 29 players. Give it another 30 seconds. See how many people we can get. Okay. Oh, it's still going up. Let's see if we can get to 45. Full room. Sorry if you want to play, but the room gets full. 41. Okay, let's have a go. So you've got 60 seconds to type, beginning with the letter N, things that can destroy Earth. Okay, nightmares I'm going for. Food. Oh my goodness, food that begins with N. So this would definitely be very difficult in a foreign language. So you might want to control which letters you give to pupils based on which vocabulary you've been practicing recently. Food. Nice food, nice bread, nice cakes. That's probably cheating. Okay. I'll stop sharing my amazing ideas with you. 15 seconds left. There must be a fruit that begins with N. Nanas. I'll go for nanas. Bananas for short. That's definitely cheating. Okay. And then we can see, oh, we've had lots of really interesting and slightly depressing answers here. Nuclear bomb. Yes, lots of nuclear bombs. Nitrogen. Oh, I don't know enough about science to know if that is the correct answer. But now we can do some peer assessment. So if you disagree with an answer, you can click on a tick. So for example, if I disagree with Rook that noise could destroy the Earth, I could click against the tick and turn it to a cross. And then I voted against Rook's answer. Nuclear implosion. There's some more specific answers about how the nuclear bomb will destroy the Earth. Nuts and nachos and nougat, of course. Noodles. Oh, so many great answers.
This is really good.
Nigeria, Netherlands, Namibia.
Cara, could you share your screen, please?
Okay, yeah.
So that we can
you
see.
should all be able to.
No, but
if you're not in the game, you won't be seeing it. That's,
of course.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's a really good point. Yeah, let me show the screen. So, okay. Can you see now? Nigeria, Netherlands. Oh, someone Emu was had so much spare time. They've given us 4 answers. No extra points, unfortunately.
I bet that was you, Nick.
And then to move on to the next round, everyone needs to scroll down and click confirm results. So I think, depending on how much time we have, it might be quite ambitious, especially if some people's logins a few people have gone to red and maybe it's not worked. So that might just have to be, it's 3:15. I think 1 round is enough to give us a taste of how it works. But yeah, hopefully you can see how that would work in your classes. I'm just going to change my sharing again back to the PowerPoint. Oopsie. Actually, very quickly, I think we'll go on to, we had a few volunteers already, and the idea of show and tell is obviously that anyone can raise their hand and share. Kerry, Wanda, and Sharon have already volunteered. Can anyone, let's see, who's ready to go? Let's see.
I'm ready here if you like.
Okay, Sharon, lovely. Let's go to
Hi.
Sharon.
I need to share my screen. So hello, everybody. Just a quick whistle stop tour to virtual classroom. Now we're using it just as extension activities, but to be honest, it's not something I've obviously made up. And if you go onto Facebook, there is MFL, Google Classroom from our MFL page that has a lot of things on there. And also on YouTube, you can find this. So I'm going to screen share now. So hopefully you can see, right, can you see this at all? Helen?
No,
Not
I
yet.
can't see anything. So you've got to just press share as well. Perhaps you've only just selected it.
Oh, I see, sorry, let me, so if I, sorry, share screen. It says host disabled participant screen sharing.
Oh, I thought I'd made you co-host.
Oh, sorry, is that why?
Oh yes, you've lost your co-hostship.
Oh,
Perhaps you went away. Oh, sorry, I didn't get.
no, it's all right.
That should be okay now.
So if I go to again, sorry, I don't want to waste. Oh, here, okay, I see it now. So I'm going to share my whole screen, and there. So hopefully you can see a little emoji with Google Slides.
Yep.
Yeah, perfect. So this is more as a finished product. I created this for Year 7 Italian. You can create your own Bitmoji. So that's supposed to be me and telling the students what they need to do. So some teachers have been using this to, if they're just posting work on Google Classroom, each of these pictures will have a link. Now we use these platforms quite a lot. So children do get confused as where to go. So if at the moment I'm just going to click there, because I'm not going to as such, but you just click on there and it will take you directly to the Linguascope website. So the way you do this, basically, if you create a new slide, so that's obviously blank right now, then you go to insert image. Now, if you've got a background already from your own computer, just obviously click on there and insert. If you're searching from the web, I'm just needing to put this to side here. You need to always put the word transparent before, so that you don't get any background of whatever you're putting. So I wanted a picture of a floor, so I've just put transparent floor. And for example, if I want to choose that, I click on it, insert, and it will put it in the picture already. And you just sort of put it where you'd like. Then you can obviously then, excuse me, put the wall, and so on. Okay, so you go insert again, image, and search from the web, transparent wall. Okay, and you have variety. You can choose one already with a window, and I'll show you. You can also put windows in and so on. So just for the sake of it, I just want to choose this one, put in here, and then that will be your wall of your classroom. So you can do whatever you like there. Obviously, you can minimize. I'm just rushing through it at the moment, and create that. And then eventually, sorry, you can start building in. I'm sorry, I don't know what this is doing right now. So I'm going to stop playing around with this. But if you want to then put in, I don't know, a desk, you can, like I said, do the same transparent desk. And then you've got all sorts of desks that you can choose from, and it will go straight. It will obviously be quite large, but you just minimize it and then put it wherever you like. Now, just for argument's sake, say I want to add a link to this desk. You will go to insert link. Sorry, I think it's down. There we go. Link. And then you cut and paste whatever you want to put in here. And then automatically, when I'm just going to do my main one here, when you're in unpresent mode, obviously it will be like this, but you can just right click and it will show you what you've linked there. If you then want to double check, you just obviously go to view, present, and then, for example, I want to go to Linguascope again, and it will take you to the Linguascope website. Then you could, sorry, can't seem to go back because of all the windows open. Was it this one? Yeah. So then, for example, I've put up a little poster and I've added a link to that just to make it a bit bigger so that the students are able to read it properly. So you can put in any poster that you wish. So this, for example, we're doing hobbies in Italian, and just to show the students the other hobbies, not just your set words that you want them to learn. I've also added some YouTube videos. Sorry, I can't make this any smaller. Right. So, for example, I've put Pinocchio on there. So once you click on there, it comes straight into Pinocchio. This doesn't have subtitles specifically, but then I found another little one because this is for year 7, 8. And then they've got the subtitles with that. With the globe, I've put a link to the map of Italy, just in case, you know, you want to be talking to them about different, it doesn't have to be Italy, obviously, it can be any country of the language that you're teaching. And then I've also, so on the desk here, you could see, I don't know if I can move, sorry. I'm trying to minimize this. Right, on the desk, I've put links to, I found on YouTube a lovely little history about Italy. So you've got history part 1, 2, and then this is about Venice and Genoa. I've got a link to wordreference.com here with a dictionary. Similarly, if you want to, because this can be used obviously for all age ranges, and you change it as ever you wish. So I've made this into the English-Italian one. I've made, this is week 2 for Italian. I then changed various bits, so you can see there are similar things here which have stayed the same. But then I've used La Befana, which is a typical for the 6th of January. So there's a little recipe if they click on this iPad here. The story, I found a story again on YouTube with the story about this witch. And also, for example, if you want to go, we've got Google Classroom. So on the front page of Google Classroom, I've put this in so that students know to go to the virtual classroom to click in. So how you put the window, it's as before, insert transparent window, which I'll just show you that once again. So you type in transparent window, and then you've got various. I've just chosen that one, and then you need to put a text box. Okay, so just to just show you how it's done. So you place this wherever you wish it to be, and then I'll go to Google Images. So for example, if I click on here, I have just put this image and put it in a text box because otherwise it won't fit, and then just put it on there, and that would be that. Now, in order for you to post it on Google Classroom, you need to change this slide into PDF, because obviously if you share it as a slides, it will the children will obviously be able to change this. So on Google Slides, all you have to do is File, Download, PDF document, and then it just saves it for you, and you just upload it as normal. I've put it in as a virtual classroom material as opposed to assignment. So any questions? So I'm going to stop sharing now.
Oh, I've just seen Simona message me privately, but perhaps you wanted to ask everyone, can this Italian virtual classroom be shared, please?
Oh gosh, yes. So I'll liaise with Helen to see how we can do that. I've got, I've made one for French as well, but also I've created, sorry if I quickly screen share, I am aware of time, I do apologize, it's gone on a bit.
Don't worry, we're all here to share, and this is all technology, to be honest. It is a tilt show and tell as well, and you're doing, everyone will be interested in this.
Perfect. So this one I can add to just one slide, sorry, a whole slide with different things. So this was the first one I did, where if you then want to obviously use this has got the word reference for French, Spanish, Portuguese, obviously Italian, and you can obviously use this because I'll give editing rights. And then down here, I've just copied these different, I wanted to put flags, but this I think looks a bit nicer. And there's just fun facts of France, fun facts for Italy, fun facts for France, and fun facts about Portugal. Be careful with the fun facts, because read through them first. There was one page I was looking at, but it wasn't quite appropriate for Key Stage 3. So just read through it before you put the links. I know we'll do that anyway, but sometimes if you're short of time, you say, oh, that will do, sort of thing. But do read carefully, because sometimes they're not appropriate. One last thing for a YouTube thing, link, if you click on, for example, I was looking about breakout rooms just now. Now, just assume I wanted to share these with the children. In order to remove the ads, so that when the children click straight on them, they don't see all the ads, you go to the address here and just click in just after the T of YouTube and just add a dash. And that, again, this is through all different forums. You can, so I'm just going to copy that, and you'll see there will be no, I'll just add it here just for argument's sake. Where shall I put it there? So I'm going to insert link, and then I'll put there the YouTube, and then if I click on there, it will come up straight away to that without any ads. Okay, so that's another little tip. And again, these are things that luckily I've got from the different forums that are out there, and I'm, like I said, more than happy to share them. So I'm not going to take obviously credit for this, but it is really useful. Just I thought if people want to use them to create, either for the little ones particularly, as somebody said this morning, they like clicking on things. So particularly if there's a little picture, they want to go there. And even if you want them to do something extra, even though we're encouraged not to sort of give extra homework for our school at the moment, some of the children are engaging, and that's that. Any other questions?
I think probably we do need to move on now, because I know we've got a couple more to come, but that was brilliant. I'm sorry, it's Cara, it's your show.
No, thanks a lot. Kerry, are you ready to go next?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Excellent.
Okay, so I haven't got anything to share, so I'm just going to talk to you, if that's all right. You might want to make a few notes. I'm just going to talk to you about what I do in class. So I teach reception up to year 11 currently, and all the things I'm going to talk to you about I've done with all those children. Obviously with the older ones I've just done cookery, they've done it at home. So it's mainly primary, but there is a little bit of Key Stage 3, Key Stage 4. So fairly simple things really. Resources from home. So just to keep it simple for the little ones. Oh, by the way, I teach live from year 2 upwards, and I record for reception and year 1 on Seesaw. So I'm working between Teams and Seesaw. So for the little ones, I don't do enough of this, but if they can use their own resources for topics such as colours, go and find certain colours, shapes, pets, if they want to bring their pets in. I've used my pets so far, I haven't used theirs. That could be a little bit chaotic, but it's a nice idea. Parts of the body, again, touching parts of the body, and clothing. Easy games with paper and pencil. So although you're streaming through, I'll be streaming through Teams. Really easy if they've got paper and pencil or a whiteboard, and we can play Pictionary, bingo, strip bingo through that, drawing and labelling. We had some lovely monster drawings this week where they went off at the end of the lesson and drew a monster family and then uploaded that for me. We had a lovely picture gallery. They can put their answers into chat. So when we did the bingo game, as soon as they got Lotto, they just wrote Lotto in the chat. So I knew they were all engaged, and that was keeping them focused. And when we did Pictionary again, they just, if they wanted to, they put how many they got right out of 10. That was optional. So lots of engagement, lots of fun. Songs, I still do the songs with them. So we'll have an introductory song at the beginning with the little ones. And then there's loads of fantastic action and dancing songs on YouTube. Some of our favourites are Sylvie Duckworth one, Igor Lagori, there's 5 a day, which is fantastic. Pigloo songs, Jingle Bilingual, Alan Lelay's song, a great one about a robot in a castle, which they all adore with actions. So they will still work online as in the classrooms. I do stories with the little ones. I sometimes will read familiar stories like The Very Hungry Caterpillar or fairy tales, and also there's lots on YouTube. Some of the YouTube links I use are Titouni website. This is all French, sorry. Used to be called Monde Petit, and you can still find it under Monde Petit. That's fantastic for general vocab, little rhymes, comptine, and songs. And there's a lot of guessing games within that that the children can do. I've done cookery with them when I've showed them videos. There's a really good website called Learn French with Alexa. She's very amusing in her kitchen. So we've watched that video and then they've gone away and done the video at home. And we've had, we had galettes, magdalenas and pizzas. I know pizzas aren't very French. It was really easy for the little ones to do that. So just need some bread and tomato and ham. And we even had banana pizza, I think. And again, lots of photos coming back in. So online games I do with the all the children, Kahoot, obviously, and then Blookit that somebody mentioned earlier, which has got, I think it's got about 5 or 6 options. So rather than just the Kahoot standard template, Blookit has about 6 others, and they really do love it. It's graphically, it's really colourful and beautifully clear. That's a nice one to look at. Very easy to set up, very competitive. Quizlet, obviously, I haven't done Quizlet with primary, but that's something I may do. Language software, we've talked about WordWall. There's also, I sometimes will do crosswords, create my own crosswords or word searches for them. And I've used edpuzzle.com. I've used crosswordlabs.com. Hope I'm not going too fast. I've used jigsawplanet.com. And puzzlemaker.discoveryeducation.com I haven't used, but that's recommended. We also use Linguoscope. Obviously that's paid subscription, and Language Nut is recommended as well. Other whiteboard tools, I've used Padlet, and I'm going to use whiteboard.fi this week for Pictionary. That's been recommended by colleagues. What I do with the little ones is I try and upload a matching or labeling or colouring activity for them at the end. And I found a fantastic website called librairie-interactive.com. So designed for native French speakers, but there's masses on there, probably thousands and thousands. So that's librairie-interactive.com. There's also Maternelle de Moustache, Twinkle for the freebies, and then of course Google Images. And with Seesaw, you can adapt all those pictures. And then very lastly, websites and further ideas. The Facebook page in Languages in Primary Schools, I'm sure most of you are on there. You just do a search in the search box, and that brings up all sorts of wonderful things. Rachel Hawke's website, French Primary, some fantastic booklets on there and PowerPoints. And then the BBC website, BBC Bite Size, I use Virtually There for the songs and the videos, BBC Virtually There. And then there's some quite nice Key Stage 1 BBC French videos with a little dog called Farley, which is in English and French, if that doesn't bother you too much. And then, of course, Lightbulb Languages. Claire Seacombe's website is excellent as well. So that's sort of currently what I'm using or planning to use in a whistle-stop tour. I hope that's not been too fast. What I can do is send that to Helen, and we can put that on the website afterwards, if that's helpful.
That would be great. And maybe if you have time to type a few in the chat, there's a lot of positive feedback.
Yeah, it's you can't see me, but it's all here anyway. I've just been reading off my phone. It's all typed out.
Oh, great, so amazing.
I can, yeah, I could.
Yeah, if you just send it to me, and then
it's probably easier. Yes.
I'll put everything of today onto that page. Everybody who's signed up through Eventbrite, obviously, I'll just do that. I might not go to bed this evening. I might just do that.
So we also have Wanda.
A bit quick, but any questions?
I think it's Wanda. Well, I think we've got to go on to the next one, really. Because,
okay.
Yeah, but
Wanda, are you ready to go?
Yeah, I'm really. I am Wanda,
and this proves that we need to have this more often, because I'm having a lot of tilt webinars, and in fact, and anybody can come to those. But you've been introducing things which we haven't necessarily always covered, so we'll do it again. There you go.
Hi, I'm Vanda. I have been teaching in primary for about 9 years, although I'm actually now back in secondary. But I was teaching in the first lockdown. I was teaching in primary, but because I was in different schools, they didn't want me coming in. So what I did is I recorded little videos and sent them in. And I'm going to be super fast and show you some extremely low-tech things that we could do. One is, if you are actually teaching, it's a classic game where okay, à quoi penche, you know, see if you can read my mind, let's have a look, and then you get people to say, what am I, and say this is in the topic of animals. Anybody want to write in the chat, c'est quel animal, qu'est-ce que vous pensez? And people say what they think, and blah, 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 blah. And then after a while, the person guesses it, and then, ah, bah voilà, c'est un poisson, etc. Yeah. So, and another game, very, very low tech, where you can say what we were just actually, in fact, Kerry just said this one, where you send them off to go and say, okay, trouve quelque chose qui est vert, par exemple, or trouve quelque chose, blah, 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 whatever color that you're thinking of, if that's what you're doing, or find something that begins with a certain letter, etc., etc. The other two things were things that you can get them to make, because I actually think that a lot of children are spending a bit too much time perhaps in front of the screen at the moment, and it is quite nice for them to get away from the screen. Oh, that was a word. So you could get them, for example, to make little chatterboxes. There are loads of videos on YouTube that you could link them to. If you just type in chatterbox instructions and things like that, you could send them sort of written in ones, or they can make their own. That's something nice that they can make and get some speaking. You can get them to try and teach their family, their brothers and sisters or whatever. And I don't know why the screen never goes on. And yeah, that's some children playing with it. Okay, and then Kerry mentioned about getting the children to do some writing with about aliens and things, and that's what I've done quite often, and in particular to make these things called trioramas. And this completely, it's not my idea at all. All the making things I've got from Claire Seccombe's website, Lightbulb Languages. But these trioramas are super, super easy to make. You can do some really clear videos to children about how to make them. I'm not going to do this in French now, but basically you just need a square piece of paper, and you fold the two corners together, so you end up kind of like a kite, like that. This is the most easy thing to make. You've got a square piece of paper, you do one cut from one of the corners, any corner, doesn't matter which one, to the middle, any corner, so you've got that, and then you can draw your pictures over the top, and then you do your writing on the bottom, but you do have to make sure that the writing goes from the corner, so that then you bring that across there. Once it's finished, and they can glue it, and then you've got your writing like that. There's also mini books. There's loads and loads of things you can make just to kind of make a change instead of just sort of looking and doing things on the screen. But I know that probably goes against everything to do with what you're about to hear, and why a lot of you are here is to hear about technology and to do things with technology. And Constantine, I've just seen the chat. I couldn't see the chat when I was sharing. It's really annoying. Yeah, so the link for the chatterbox is everything basically on Lightbulb Languages. So it's not very high tech, but it's nice to give them something to make. And so, for example, last summer when I couldn't go in, I just recorded myself, or I got my daughter to record me showing really slowly how to make all these things, and then they put them up on the school website. Because I think, although I'm not in primary at the moment, I know from my colleagues that very few of them are actually allowed to go into the schools, and also very few of them are doing live lessons, because all the live lesson time has been kind of reserved for English and maths. So yeah, that was it.
Thanks so much.
Okay.
I definitely think, given that we only had a really short amount of time, it's given me an appetite for more chatting, and I'd love to not just hear ideas, but just hear where everyone's teaching and hear more about their context. So we need to have another session soon. I know some people had their hands up, like Malika was wanting to speak, but I don't know if we should roll anyone who still wants to speak. Should we roll them into the Tilt show and tell, Helen?
Yes, I mean, I know that we've got some people lined up to speak on the tilt, but if people have got things to share, Joe, are you around? Do you want to show yourself? But I think what you're saying, Cara, definitely we need to do this. We've been focused so much on, to be honest, it's been mainly secondary tilt. And I think people have been saying nobody wants to only be doing technology. If there are ways that we can think of other things. And I just think that's been so refreshing to have all of those extra ideas of what you're doing with younger pupils that we can easily do with our older ones as well, can't we?
And I was just going to say, from the sort of backside of things, I've got a child in year 7 and 11 at home, and both of them, they've just now had 2 full weeks of being online all the time, and they're both really grumpy and really like, oh, this is too much. And I mean, it's brilliant, they're getting really great teaching, but it is a bit much, I think, sometimes having everything on the screen all the time.
So as far as future things with primary, Cara, really we need to just liaise and find times, because this room is here at any time that anybody wants.
Right.
We tend to have the tilt ones often 8 till 9 to suit people who've got young children, but it could be that you have, it can be any time. So just let me know. I can give you the login and you just go ahead and do it.
Lovely. Yeah, we'll definitely do it.
I mean, was there anybody who did want to say anything before we go on to the tilt, the ones that we've, because that's why I've called it actually the show and tell carousel we've got, because we've worked out 4 people are going to speak, but was there somebody who just...
Earlier, Malika Power had her hand up. I don't know.
Was that to tell us about something, Malika? Otherwise we'll... No?
No, sorry. No.
No,
I
you
have
were
nothing
just...
to say. All
Maybe
I
next
have to
time.
say is that I enjoyed Kerry's presentation. That's all I have to say. Sorry about that.
Well,
No apology needed.
Thank you, Malika.
okay, well, thank you, Cara, ever so much for putting that together. Great ideas. It's all been recorded so that there are quite a few people saying, oh, we'd like to see that again. So I'll be definitely be getting in touch with everybody via the Eventbrite link. And yeah, quite a lot of this we can put on, I'm sure this evening I'll be able to put the link there. And I'll be getting in touch with you again later on, where there are other bits and pieces that we've just got to tidy up. So thank you ever so much to Cara. So can we give a round of applause, please, to everybody who joined in there? And I'd like to have a little, if you could put on your webcams, it'd be great. Webcams on for a nice little photo, a little selfie of everybody who's been here. And you've got to keep clapping while I take the picture, right? So keep clapping. I'll tell you when you can stop smiling, clapping. Keep smiling. 1, 2, 3. That's right. And keep going, because there's another lot to come. There's another lot to come. Here we go. Oh, there are just so many of you. Keep going. Because the thing is, I find that when I record this, all of this doesn't come out. I don't see everybody. And we've got yet another one. Wow, lots of people. Oh, lovely to see you then earlier in the corner. We need to hear from you as well. Okay, you're now allowed to frown. Okay, that was great. Thanks ever so much. So next thing, I think I'll stop the recording of that and then we'll start again for the tilt one. Is that okay? So we've got little sections that we can look at. So stop recording there.